In Hogwarts Legacy, you can't become an actual villain. The game is designed to put you on a path of saving the world and you're the chosen one. I won't talk too much about the game itself, it's good and fun, but it doesn't have one particular thing: consequences. Hi, I'm Amy. I like to imagine things and draw them in a way where I can create questions and different approaches to already existing stories. And what's better place for that than the world of fantasy? This time, we are talking about magic. I want to explore the consequences of using unforgivable curses, and what would happen if wizard used ancient magic in the worst way possible. Also making epic scene based on all of that. For the background, I used the Great Hall as a reference, but modified it to suit better my idea. I wanted to create dark and dangerous atmosphere, introducing bluish colors coming from the giant window behind, making the whole scene look cold. But also adding a bit of warmth with those lanterns. Torch in the bowl, maybe? Fireball things, to indicate pre-existing life that we are gonna destroy. So, how can we use every opportunity to be evil? First step, we need someone to teach us those unforgivable curses. What is Dark Wizard without them? Well, our character came to Hogwarts as a 5th-year student, with a special ability to see ancient magic. We can use that. Of course, we won't go to school and make friends unless we need it. And here comes one of the characters in the game, Sebastian. We'll just pretend to help him save his sister and use him to get what we need. If you play the game, you know exactly what I mean. Oh yeah, Sebastian, you had to kill your uncle. He cared too much. Oh no, he was gonna tell people about your dark magic use. You had to. Can I learn it too? Basically, Sebastian, a Slytherin student, is determined to help his cursed twin sister Anne, so he wanted to use dark arts to save her. Ironically, their uncle is against that, and Sebastian kills him using Avada Kedavra. Avada Kedavra? Avada Kedavra. Avada Kedavra. Avada Kedavra.
I won't let her suffer! Avada Kedavra!
After that, we are just gonna turn him in for the crimes he did, just so we don't have to worry about him ever again. About our evil character, how would all of that affect him? What will lead to his transformation into mindless being of destruction? Let's call him Damian. Well, at first he looks like a charming and intelligent student, also mysterious, 15-16 years old, but already more powerful than others. Just take in mind, he has no problem with stepping out into unfamiliar world and slaying hordes of enemies, including the humans. He is literally committing mass murder, and after doing so, he can just return to school and walk through Hogwarts with a smile on his face. Psychopath. I imagined him with the sharp facial features. His hair is black and styled in a messy, almost rebellious way. There is something that makes him both intimidating and intriguing. In terms of elegance, he has a certain pose and grace in his movements, even when engaged in battle. Besides his posture and expression, what is his fashion? Perhaps he wears a coat that fits him perfectly, adding on his overall sense of sophistication. Overall, Damian is a complex and compelling figure, one who is both feared and admired by those who know him. Let's say his appearance reflects his unpredictable personality, hinting at both his strengths and weaknesses. He already started to be evil. But what about his special connection with ancient magic? What even is it? I like to think ancient magic is actually just life force of all magical beings that have lived and died. I think of it like energy. It cannot be created or destroyed, just transformed. It kind of works because, well, the magic in the world isn't created. It already exists in witches and wizards at birth. And when they die, it has to go somewhere. Well, in the game, the Goblin Rebellion is the only threat, and the power and danger of ancient magic is never really made any more clear than in the first couple of hours. The Guardian seems to think it's some kind of threat, but we never know anything particularly threatening about it, other than it's colored red. Oh no, we all know what red means. What we know is that it came from an ethical source. There was a witch Isidora. She used that magic to basically take emotions, bad emotions from people. Basically, magical therapist. Talking about Isidora, I believe she was not as smart as she believed to be, and pretty arrogant and overambitious. She believed she did everything for good and helped people, but she didn't understand the power she used. I mean, storing everything bad from people in jars seems such a good idea.
Isadora. What have you done?
I took his pain.
Well, Damian can learn from that and use his magic in a different way. I like the theory that her use of ancient magic can be the same as Dementor's. We know that a Dementor's kiss not only drains all the emotions, it literally leaves an empty shell. So maybe building and recruiting an army of Death Eaters. Oh, and don't forget about dragons. We all know ancient magic is connected to nature in some way, so what if we could use it somehow to manipulate creatures, especially dragons? Okay. As Damien becomes increasingly obsessed with power and knowledge, like me on dragons, making chaos wherever he goes, he destroys everything in his path, including himself. Finally, he loses his mind, and the ancient magic has consumed him completely. I like the theme of power corrupting, how power can be tempting but ultimately destructive. Those are just my theories and how would I imagine bad ending to the story. I had fun drawing this and I love how it turned out. And I'm interested how would you imagine this wizard. Thank you for watching and don't forget, stay creative.